I wanted to do a follow-up video for installing a DayZ Epoch server. People get errors like wait for host, or what's the other one? Session lost is a big one. Just recently I reinstalled Arma 2 and Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead, and I had that session lost. The reason I reinstalled is because, as you can see on this video, when I log into the server, I get these two lines here, and that's not supposed to be there. I'm pretty sure that was because at one point I was testing the beta to see if it worked, and these lines showed up, and then I reverted back to the stable branch, the no beta branch, where it says none, and those lines never went away. So I decided to just wipe out my install. I probably didn't have to do that. I could have probably just dealt with the deleted my profile. If you go into like C, users, and then your computer name, your app data, local, this Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead folder, Arma 2 here, you could probably delete those two and go into documents, and you see you got an Arma 2 here. You could delete this shit here too, and take care of it. But I decided to wipe it out and just start fresh. So I went into my library and just right clicked and uninstalled, and then I reinstalled British Armed Forces, Operation Arrowhead, Private Military Company, and Arma 2. And once you reinstall them, then you hit play, run them to the selection screen, and then you can take your files and turn them into a DayZ server. You just copy like I did in the video, copy the files over. Well, that didn't work. I got a session lost. It kept kicking me at the thing, and I think some other people were having that problem too. So I thought I'd do this video to show you how I fixed that. What I did was you right click on each one of these, go into properties, and go into local files, and hit verify integrity of game files. Alright, it will sit here and verify these. And mine said something like 6 files were corrupt. Even though it was a fresh install, it was still corrupted. So you do the validate files, verify integrity of game files, and it will re-download. See, it says 6 files failed to validate and will be reacquired. So I did that on each and every one of these. And again, make sure beta says none. That reason those two lines were showing up because I was testing this beta. These should say none. Okay. Once you do that verify cache and it re-downloads, make sure you play the game, each and every one of these. Play them all the way through to when you get to the selection screen, and then turn them off, and then it would, because it has to reinitialize BattlEye and everything. Drives me to drinking too. I'm drinking. Okay, so you run it to this screen, and then you exit. That's all you have to do to reinitialize the files. And after that's done, then you copy over your files to this DayZ server. And I have, let me go to my Steam folder and show you. Operation Arrowhead. I have British Armed Forces, I have the Private Military Company, and then there's this DLC setup that has what is this? Army of Czech Republic, I think. So when you copy the files over, you don't need that one. You don't need that one. You don't need PMC. You need Epoch and the rest of them. See here? There's no DLC setup. There's no BAF, no PMC. You don't need those in your server setup. You just need the Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead folders, and the add-ons from Arma 2. Another thing I noticed, let me fire up the game. Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead. That's the one you fire up to log into your server. Another thing, when I log into the server, my test server anyway, and this, remember this, that video I did to install an Epoch server works on your gaming machine like I'm doing here, or a LAN server that's on another machine on your LAN, or you can do it on a dedicated box if you use, remote desktop connection. You can log into a Dedi box like that and transfer the files over. Unless you want to do the Steam CMD thing and download them from there, you can also do that. I don't do it that way because I think this is just as easy. But another thing I noticed right when I reinstalled this stuff and I went to expand, you see that this is the DayZ Epoch, what do they call this screen? Demo screen or something. I can't remember what they call it. Demo screen, but it says DayZ Epoch 1062 over here, and it's got the logo. But the expansions, this kept showing up at the top, even though I'd move it down. These are supposed to be loaded first. As far as I know, every time I've done this successfully, British Armed Forces and Private Military Company are up top. If you don't have those two, it'll say light over here, which is the same shit. It's just the light version. It just has the configs. It doesn't have the textures. But this should be here. Arma 2 here. Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead. This is part of... I don't know why these two are here. This is part of Epoch. This mod is in Epoch. And this is just DayZ Epoch. I don't know why that's even there. But you need this. DayZ Epoch 1062. And it should be in this position. If you're using Overwatch to do an overclock, it has to be over the top of Epoch. It has to load first. These load in order. This one, I don't know why. If you go into DayZ Epoch and the add-ons, am I gonna see it here? Am I gonna miss it? But see, this is all add-ons for Epoch. The jet skis. These are the Cessnas. You know, the Anzio rifle. Right. This is the PBO. This is the signed signature. MBG buildings. Those are those brick ones. The kill houses. Where is it now? USEC 53. Here it is right here. Pook H13. That's what that mod was. That's that mod right there. It's already in. So I don't know why it's showing it there. For some reason it does. I don't know why. Not really a big deal, I guess. Wait for host. I've found the most... it's either because your database isn't turned on, which you can go into services. And you'll notice orange when you have your... If you start this up... But these are all in alphabetical order. Just find your MySQL install, right, and make sure it's running. I have mine manual, so when I restart my computer, most of the time it's off. Sometimes it starts on its own for some reason. I'm not sure why. But generally it will be off, so I just come in here and I hit start. Well, there'll be a start option here. Oh, let me... Let me turn it off. Okay, so now it's off, and if I try, so you get stuck on wait for host if you can't find the mission file as well. So you got to make sure your mission file is spelled right. You got the right one loaded, and also your config file is correct. It should be reading your host. But you see, it's going to get stuck here, waiting for server to start authentication. It's just going to sit here, and you'll see this is orange, right? Could not connect. So you just go into here and start this, and now you see it's green again. If it's orange, then it's not connecting. If it's green, you're good. If you see red in here, that means that the user doesn't have enough permissions to perform some of these tasks, so it'll say red. But there's a fresh install, and I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do an Infostar video. I didn't show you that text, did I? No, I had to come in here and redo all of my video options and everything. But I don't know if it's going to show it or not because I'm doing a quick relog. Yeah, see the text that was flashed across the screen? Instead of those two lines, I'm getting text now. So this is correct. I don't know if it affected it so much, but I didn't like the way it was because I figured it might interrupt something. And, you know, things would happen on my machine that wouldn't happen on other people's machines. So I wanted to correct that, so I did it. I don't know if you guys want to know about video settings, but that's mine if you want to take a look at it. I turn all this goofy shit off. Post-process effects, I would definitely disable that. If you put it on high, you get that softening. I guess that's okay, but I like it sharper. This interface resolution should match your 3D resolution, by the way. I turn all this other crap off. An important thing, audio is pretty, if you don't want, you know, side chat voice, which is banned anyway, but turn that off. The music.
Cannot fire.
Turn that off. Game options. Aiming dead zone. You don't want that. Head bob, you don't want that either when you're in first person. And you notice there's no head bob. You don't want head bob anyway. That's obnoxious as hell. I don't know why they would even have that in there. Turn that shit on. See that? Who the fuck wants that? Unbelievable. Couldn't deal it, man. So that's off. And let's see, controls. Car controls. Go to vehicle controls. This car more left and car more right. Yeah, car more left and car more right. Damn it. You don't want anything in those because it'll interfere. Because when you move your mouse, it'll try to move the car. You want it to be A and D keys. But if you go, you select that and hit delete and then hit next and hit the delete on the car more left and car more right. Smoothing, turn it all the way off. That's obnoxious too. You don't want that shit. This is how fast your mouse moves. That's fine. Other than that, these are the settings I like. So. Trying to think of some other shit, but if the main thing is if you get that wait for host, or more importantly, you get kicked off for that other thing. What the fuck did I say it was? Session lost. Yeah, session lost. If you get kicked for session lost, go in there and do that cache cache check, verify integrity of cache, copy new files over into here, and then make sure, let's turn this off, make sure that these mods are loading like that. You want that epoch right there in the middle underneath these two. At least that's what I'm noticing. If that's there, it's good. So I don't know if that'll help you out or not, but I hope it does. That's how I fixed mine anyway, the session lost. But that's it for this. I'm doing a Infostar video right after this, and I'm going to do Infostar's free Archon tool as well. And we're going to do battle eye filters. Okay? So we'll see you in the next video.